Topic. Topic today is the fifth verse of Patanjali that literally means thoughts are painful or non-painful. You see, she is on time. My friend Michelle is on time. So you all look beautiful and handsome. So I will start with the beautiful verse and the message today. So the fifth verse of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra says all these thoughts are either painful or non-painful. So we will cover this topic today. What we have covered until today, do you remember? What is yoga? It is mindfulness. Mind operates in 5 subjective states: wandering, forgetfulness, and obsessed. So we have to get rid of 3 subjective states. The fourth and the fifth leads us to the state of mindfulness. Second sutra explains what exactly is mindfulness. It is emptying the mind of its content. Content is thoughts. Good. What happens? The moment the mind is empty, the moment the mirror is empty, and you stand in front of that mirror, you see that the most beautiful woman or man is in front of the mirror. So we realize our true nature. So when the mind reflects that true nature in us, that was the thought. But who is a non-meditator who is always suffering on one account or the other? You praise that guy, he suffers. You criticize that guy, he suffers. I'll give you a lot of examples. So that brings us to the fifth sutra, which says the thoughts are painful or non-painful. But we should answer so that we should have a continuity of the third and the fourth sutra. What is that? Why mind should be made empty? Because there are millions of thoughts. They mixed up. They show us the mixed reality. They give us the mixed facts. Some facts are not actually facts. Some are the facts. So if we empty the mind, it is something like that. You see your living room, a lot of stuff is there. You remove all the stuff, you clean the room, and then you put again the same stuff which is required, and what is not required is gone. So clear the first answer. There are other answers also. We'll take up slowly. Now, how many ways the mind operates in thoughts? We understood it happens in 5 groups of thoughts that we will take up one after the other. So all these 5 groups of thoughts are either painful or not painful. Sophie asked me the question before the start, and it is the same topic I'm taking. What should be our next question? What painful thought is, or what it does? It causes pain, discomfort, letharginess, fatigue, anxiety, anger, greed, hate, delusion, jealousy. Without thought, can you be jealous? They are stored and trigger at times when we are living habitually. Pay attention. They are stored. So in Patanjali, we will study, he says there is a karma shaya, reservoir of all the impressions are stored there. And habitually they trigger. You look very good. Are you praising me or you see? See the thought. See the thought. See the thought. So even if I say you are looking wonderful, so the mind, because of the trigger mechanism, it alternates between painful and non-painful. No, I'm serious. You are really looking wonderful. Still, you have a doubt. You see these thought patterns from where the trigger comes? How these thoughts are qualified? From the past impression. See that? Same thought. No problem at one time, and it causes the problem at other time. What are the non-painful thoughts? And what they do? They cause pleasure. You are beautiful. You say, thank you very much. How long the pleasure remains? How long? For a few seconds. Maybe when you are lying on the bed and then you say, the beard guy told me I'm so beautiful. So, but by repetition, you get that pleasure. But the pleasure is short lived. So that is why the Patanjali says it is non-painful. It is not painful. So he never says it gives you happiness. It gives you the pleasure which is short lived. Are you clear? But when we do not get it, it becomes painful. Every time I come to you and I say, you are beautiful, you are wonderful. And one time I miss, what happens to your mind? I didn't say anything. But the mind is expecting. Expectation is dropped because I don't say it, so it becomes painful. That is why the Patanjali says it is either painful, not painful. Understood? Now see how our own mind makes us crazy. That is the point in our daily life. The painful thought occur between two not painful thoughts, and not painful thought occur between two painful thoughts. Find out in your daily life. And that is how our mind is ruling our life. And it causes the anxiety, stress, duality, conflict, problems, relationship issues. Because we pay attention, we give value to it without understanding. Same thing. 10 times I say, you are wonderful. 11th time I forget it, I miss it because I am focused on the topic. You say, okay, this beard guy was making fun of me. 10 times he said, but today he didn't say. Today I am very well prepared to receive. It happens. It happens. That is the problem of the mind. Did we understand that all these thoughts that occur in the mind, whether they are painful or non-painful, from the reservoir of impressions, we say it is sanskar, or English translation will be tendencies. Tendencies, how they come? Because of the habit. From where the habit has come? Because of the repetition. from where the repetition has come, because I'm living my life unconsciously, habitually, in addiction of the thoughts. Addicted to these thoughts, the mind lives in ignorance and it does not recognize its true nature. What is the third sutra? In meditation, we discover our true nature. Because of the mixed reality created by the thoughts, are painful and non painful, hides my real nature. Are you getting it? We are understanding the fifth sutra. Our Eastern wisdom tradition, once you start learning seriously, it is so much organized. The sutra means the thread. When I use the word Patanjali Yoga Sutra, so sometimes you see the thread. There are three thin threads are intertwined, or sometimes multiple threads, so that the multiple principles are intertwined to form a sutra. Sutra is a one-liner, a phrase, incomplete sentence, but every word gives a deep meaning. It conveys an essence. Why the sutras were there? Oh, this sutra is almost more than 3,000 years old. Why? In those days, we did not have the printing mechanism, so that when the master is giving those sutras to their students, they could memorize them, they could remember. Vratayah panchatayah kleshta kleshta. So it gives me a clear understanding what it means by the thought pattern. So painful and non-painful. Now coming to the next point. Okay, I understand painful thoughts, non-painful thoughts. Let it be there. That is how I'm living day by day. The biggest challenge of our life is we are addicted by these alternating thoughts. They continue to enter into our life days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years. And we expect a different result. We expect a permanent peace by these thought pattern, which causes the anxiety, depression, delusion. How is it possible? How it is possible? Why it is not possible? Because these painful and non-painful thoughts is caused by ignorance. What is ignorance? Incompleteness. I feel a sense of incompleteness. I feel sense of incompleteness within me. Then I say, honey, can you bring a cup of tea? Then I say, honey, I love you. Because I feel the sense of incompleteness. It is attachment. It has nothing to do with the love. I know you will say no, but let me explain you. Will you love your honey if every time the honey says you are crazy? No. First, you like a person, then you love a person. If you dislike a person, you cannot love a person. Understand that. So it means we should leave our honey. I'm not saying that. Not don't do not misunderstand. But understanding. So where the understanding, because I love myself, let me discover the love within me and express the love with my honey beyond likes and dislikes. Then what will happen? Now I love you not because I like you or dislike you. I simply because the love is within me. There is nothing that I can do in my relationship except to express love and happiness in my relationship. Do you understand that? That is the journey. So when the real nature is discovered within you, see how practical it is. It builds up a social relationship, a personal relationship, and it gives you a sense of creativity, a heightened state of awareness. That is the goal of meditation. Meditation is just closing eyes, focus on the breath, and fear falling into sleep. That is not mindfulness meditation. It has nothing to do with it. Understand that. So, our sutra is coming from this master who says these thought pattern, whatever the thought pattern enters into the mind, it is either painful or non-painful. Finished. What to do? What to do? So there is a process. There is a method. That is what the journey of self-discovery, yoga, and mindfulness is. So first I have to recognize what are the thoughts that causes pain in my life. So I made a list. You are hurt. Why you are hurt? Because of ego. See, you cannot be hurt if you don't have an ego. Call your cat Safi, how crazy you are, and she will still jump on your. So first step is recognize what causes you the pain in relationship. Otherwise, when you express these thoughts, you have to convert them into non-painful thoughts. That is why we need to recognize these thoughts are either painful and non-painful. So means I increase the percentage of awareness and the feeling about those thoughts so that it becomes non-painful in my thought, in my speech, in my action. What it means? Is anger painful or non-painful? If the anger is painful, I have to convert into non-painful. Anxiety, reaction, delusion. Two, love, generosity, truth. Once this is done, then we examine the non-painful thoughts and we discover even these non-painful thoughts contain an element of pain. You see that I never become angry. I have stopped becoming angry over you. I'm holding myself. It is non-painful. But see that now if you say anything, I will become angry. So you are holding back. This will not work. This will not work. So Patanjali says no. Converting means that you have to go into the cause of anger and the anxiety. That is ego sense, from where the ego sense comes because of attachment and detachment. From where the attachment and detachment comes from because I give value to a particular thought. So I stop giving value, I drop attachment and detachment, I drop the ego sense that causes the anxiety and the anger, and now I have converted a particular thought to a non-painful thought. Means we create good thoughts, and then what happens? Then what the master is saying, once you have created a good thought pattern into your mind, in order to succeed in mindfulness, you have to remove even the good thoughts. This is crazy. Yes, mindfulness is craziness. Why? Do you take your car inside your living room? That is the answer. You use the car, you drive to workplace, you bring it back home, you park in the garage, you say goodbye, then you enter into the home. That is the journey of meditation, even if the car is so good. But if the car breaks down because of painful thoughts 10 times, it will not be able to reach at home. But we keep those good thoughts in society, in our personal life, in our dealing. But for meditation, we have to say goodbye. We have to say goodbye to these thoughts. Last point I repeat, and then we will start with our journey. You see that, can you tell me a single thought that is yours? That is only yours. So simple. Did you learn alphabets in the womb of your mother? All the thought comes from the alphabets. So all the thoughts are coming from outside. So even if you claim it is my original thought, but it contains alphabets, it contains words, and that has a socially accepted meaning. Are you getting it? No thought belongs to us. All thoughts comes from outside. Clarity, see the clarity. Ask yourself this week and tell me that you have one thought that is only yours. Nobody owns that thought. Or someone has borrowed this thought from you. That is what you know. So why to worry? What is not me? Why should I worry? I should simply become aware that the thought of an anger or the anxiety or delusion, it's not me, it's not mine. Leave it. You become aware. Are you getting it? But what motivates you to stick to that thought? Return again, ego. How dare you say to me, it enough is enough now. Bring paper. Divorce. Why don't you divorce the thought plus first? First, divorce all the thoughts because they do not belong to you. And then talk. The problem will be solved. We don't want to do that. So I said, all these thought pattern creates an impression. These impressions are tendencies. They are known as sanskaras. They are known as vasana. The Sanskrit word vasana means it has taken shelter in my mind. It does not want to leave because I claim the ownership. I claim the ownership that person A is crazy. You see? Make it simple. From where that thought has come? Liking and disliking. So, by liking and disliking, you are strengthening your ego sense. Ego sense comes from ignorance, a sense of incompleteness. So, who is benefited? You? You're lying on the bed and thinking that guy is crazy. And that guy is sleeping soundly. See, their thoughts are painful and non painful. They remain at the deeper level. They create habit, cultural conditioning, social conditioning in our day to day life. So, mind is a heavily conditioned. To decondition is the way of mindfulness. Are you getting it?